need to hear this, but let me put this out here. Stop sparing folks. Hello, somebody. Stop sparing folks. Nobody cared when your feelings was hurt. Nobody cared when you was pacing the floor. Nobody cared when you was sliding down the wall. Nobody cared when you was standing over there with a face full of tears. You had to suck it up, buttercup. But then when it come to other folk feelings, here you are, want to tiptoe around it, want to avoid the elephant in the room. I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to disturb the peace. Stop sparing folk. Ain't nobody spare you when it was your turn. Give it to them real. Give it to them raw. Give it to them uncut and uncensored. This is exactly what it is. This way you had me messed up at. Huh. Yeah. I ain't playing with nobody this season, baby.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's nice to see you guys here this morning. I'm already firing on all cylinders. Don't ask me why. Just waking up, It's Sunday. It's a great day today. Many of you guys are off work. Thank God. Some of you guys today, maybe your only day off. TGIF, right? So we're here. I'm going over the Idaho 4. I love the thumbnail. I have a lady, a gal that creates some of the thumbnails that I use, and I just adored this one. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, because we know that there was a one single black glove that was taken into evidence from Brian Koberger's apartment. I've got some kind of exciting stuff. I finally was able, this file was absolutely ridiculously hard to, does this have a volume on it? It probably doesn't. It doesn't. Dad, burn it. Give me just a second. I've got a kind of a video file that I really wanted to show you guys. At least I can't show you the whole thing because honestly, we are, let me just write this 00710. There it is. So I really can't, because it's not edited, and I promised that we would take some of the editing out, but I'm going to show you some behind the scenes, just a minute of behind the scenes of the interview that we did with the Gonzalez family. A lot of the stuff was removed in another video that was put out by Olivia, but I have the entire video here. And so there's some stuff right at the very beginning that I wanted you guys to hear. It just really personalizes the family. I'm not going to show the entire interview because, again, it's got to be edited. Things have to be cleaned up in it to make it look really nice. So if you guys want to see a sneak peek, some footage you've never seen before, and you never will, because the only person that possesses it is me. And so anyways, for those that have been with the bullhorn, let me turn this off. Let me turn this banner off here real quick. For the people that have been with me for the beginning, from the beginning, you guys know we love this book. It's called The Language of Letting Go. This is a codependency meditation type of reading that I've had this book for well over 15 plus years, maybe even longer. I don't remember. When I first came out here, I thought I had only owned it for maybe a decade. And then I started thinking and calculating. It's like, no, it's a little longer than that, chica. So, anyways, I did want to read it because, today's messaging is really, I haven't read it, but the title of it is one that already resonates with me. And I know if it resonates with me, it will resonate with all of you. So, but before we get started on that, I always like to say good morning, at least to the first few people in the chat first thing in the morning. And baby Buddha Belly, Johnny Cochran, most famous line, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. I'll never forget OJ struggling to put that glove on for the jury. What a circus all that was. It true. Because at the end of the day, he had huge hands. People also stated that he wore a latex glove before putting that glove on. And I know for me personally, especially with my leather gloves, they fit perfect. Like there's nothing else that can go in that glove. They're not loose. If I had a latex glove on trying to put my leather gloves on that I use in really cold weather, I brought it with me and forgot that they were even in my bag. So remember when I went out there the first day and I told you it felt like my fingers were so frozen that if somebody just flicked it the wrong way, my whole hand would shatter. I had my leather gloves. I ended up going out and buying new gloves. I didn't realize I even had them, but I did. So when I saw the thumbnail, I had to use it today kind of to get everybody's attention, right? We're going to be talking about the Brian Koberger case. We're going to be talking about where they are in the process. The public is being blocked out. They can only do that temporarily. And then the floodgates are going to open and we're going to have access to those documents. And there's not a whole heck of a lot that the prosecuting defense or the judge is going to be able to do about it because this is a public hearing. They can only limit us to information for so long. And then they're done. That ship has sailed. So good morning, baby Buddha. Nice to see you. Patricia Miller, Sheila, Angie Gibson. It's nice to see you, honey. Rebecca, good morning, y'all. Yet another early one. Well, because we are the coffee club, and I know we've gotten a lot of new people onto the channel since then, and you guys have come since I have been traveling a lot more than I usually do. But our coffee club has always been, we used to start our coffee club at 5:30 in the morning when I first started. 5:30 in the morning was the start of coffee club. But the people on the East Coast that loves me was saying, "Hey, Betty, we'd like to watch you too." So I didn't start quite that, or we started that way for like several months. It was quite a bit. And then we kind of moved everything to around 6:37. And then it started getting a little later to 9. And now we're trying to get it back because my sleep pattern has finally adjusted. When you spend so much time out in places that are 3-hour time differences, it really does something to the sleep. It does something to the body. And I was very exhausted for quite some time. Good morning, Ruby Pearl Glamper True Crime Podcast. Nice to see you this morning. Sonia, nice to see you. Just an old lady. We love old ladies. No. I'm just kidding. Don't shoot the messenger. It's her name, okay? That's her name. Jacqueline, it's nice to see you, dear. What do we have here? Your work. I got to work, but I will be listening. Well, that's okay. We'll let you work. I'm working too, right? So you work, I work, we'll all work, okay? M&M Racing, nice to see you. Jean, rather. Good morning. Bullhorn Betty is present. Mary's in the house. Crazy Cat Lady, it's nice to see you, love. Who else do we have? Sonia has been nice and chatty this morning. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the chat going. Peaches 81, it's nice to see you as well. Sane Blore, nice to see you. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, you can just beat me up and talk crap behind my back. Everybody else does. No, I'm just joking. Leslie, it's nice to see you. Brandy, nice to see you. Donna, Zelda. Peace, love, and life. I love it. Every time I see peace, love, and life, it just does something to me, and it just makes me pop up. Yep. Mary Jane Valentine? Nice to see you. Roxy, nice to see you. ZZT, you are up awfully early. Let me guess, you are cleaning. Merja, Patty. Who else do we have? ZA, Vit. Lake Ernie. Good morning, Lake Ernie. Nice to see you. Gray Wolf Paranormal. Ooh, I like that. I was actually in where was I? Well, no, I want to say Lafayette, but it wasn't. It was oh crap, I can't remember. But anyways, it was in North Carolina. It was where I went when I went to Diamond's funeral. Well, I was told that there is a UFO, an abduction sighting there. And I didn't go, but I wanted to, right? But it's just not part. Maybe we'll do another channel to do some goofy stuff with. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I should just set one that says goofy things, right? Goofy things. Jessie Lynn, Ruby Joy, nice to see you guys. Oh, Crime Stories Obsessed. I hope you got my messages on my messenger. I'm back. So I'm ready. Whenever you are. I'm so sorry that everything kind of got cray. Lady 7 Up. We even have some Facebook users this morning. I can't see your name on this side of StreamYard, but I do see Facebook user saying good morning. So good morning, Facebook user. I will find out who you are, but I'm glad you're here on Facebook. We are really trying. Denali, nice to see you here this morning. Karen Davis. Oh, I get to see everybody. Kathy S. And for those that are coming back on the replay crew, if you guys did not get the notification, please go and check your subscription. For those that are in the audience that did not get their notification, don't unsubscribe yet. We have this set that people that can comment, but they have to be subscribed for 20 minutes. So if you do change your notification, your unsubscribe and resubscribe, you won't be able to chat in the chat room for at least 20 minutes. So I don't want to do that to you. But if you guys are not chatters, and you don't get in, you silently watch, and you still didn't get the notification, please consider unsubscribing and resubscribing. It won't have any bearing on what you do because you don't really comment anyways. And then this will help trigger so you don't miss anything. As you guys know, I'm starting to go through this case very thoroughly. We're starting to throw out some videos. I did a couple of videos yesterday. I read some places, finally the 911 call. We have some clarification on the unconscious person. Now, we don't know if that pertains to this case because we've heard such rumors that, there was somebody passed out in the front yard and all this other stuff. We don't necessarily know if that's true. That never came from law enforcement. But the explanation of the unconscious person was explained, and it finally, resonated with me and it made sense. So I put that out there. That was more of an educational piece for you guys related to the 911 calls and any 911 calls for that matter, that is similar to this in nature. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are pointed in the right direction. We are dropping some videos. I'm still working on some of the content that I did for Madalena Kojakari. Again, she is a missing 11-year-old girl, missing from Cornelius, North Carolina. It was great because, it wasn't getting a lot of traction. It wasn't getting a lot of attention. And I went out there and lo and behold, there's been some major mainstream media that has picked up on the case and has put her face out there. So God bless them for doing that. I really do appreciate that. That just happened in the last few days. So she is getting some more national attention. A lot of people say that I don't really bring a lot to the table, but I bring that. And we work very hard for these cases, despite what other people say. We are really just a small group of us actually go out there and really try to help. We'll do searches. We'll post flyers. We'll put banners up. We'll meet with the family. We'll see how we can help. In some cases, the family's responsible, so they don't like us. And we can always tell which ones they are because they're the ones that beg for help for somebody to search. And then when people come to show up to search, they call the cops on you. So those are really red flags for me. It's only happened a couple of times. And the couple of times it happened, the people that called the law were the ones that were responsible for the crime. Colin Knapp is a prime example in the Kathleen Moore. That was in Pasco County, the beautiful black lady that was killed at the hands of her on-again, off-again boyfriend. He was a butcher. We actually found a knife out back. However, she was shot. But those details weren't known to us. So when law enforcement called me, and actually came across the police officer's card, as I was cleaning my office, as a matter of fact, there it is. Pasco County Sheriff, I had to meet them out there and give them a buccal swab, not a buccal swab, a buccal swab for that. But it ended up being a nothing burger anyways. It looks like they've got their case, strong. I haven't even really followed to find out whatever happened and transpired in that case because it really didn't get a whole lot of attention. And we were just trying to bring attention because we didn't know where she was. And it was very upsetting to me because this is my state. This happened in my backyard in Pasco County, and there was literally no media attention. So you know what I did? I went and stood in the intersection of the busiest road and called out WFLA and Bay News 9 because this was just on the heels of the Gabby Petito. And here's another woman that was brutalized by, in a domestic violence situation. And because she was Black and not have a pristine background, nobody was even covering her case. So, I do what I do. I bring attention to matters. And if that means standing in the middle of the busiest intersection in Pasco County, calling up WFLA and Bay News 9 racist, that's exactly what I was going to do. And guess what? Within an hour of those comments made from me, guess who showed up to cover the case? None other than Bay News 9 and WFLA. So if we can't do anything, we can at least do that. So getting back, for all the other people that I missed in the line, Jesse Lynn, Colleen Howard, Rhonda, Gigi for Lice, Lex Luther, Moonlight Magic, nice to see you. I'm trying to get through, see if I'm missing anybody else. Grit and Grace too. Good morning. I noticed that you were on my blocked list for some reason on another account, or maybe it was somebody that was impersonating you. I'm not sure. Sunny, nice to see you. Indy66. Jen, nice to see you. Shannon Marie. And who else do we have in here? Jennifer L. It's nice to see you. Lori Dunn. Fishing up a storm. Well, when you're done fishing up the storm, send some of that fish this way. I am a fish eater. I love seafood. Actually, I love anything. I'm just a foodie, right? There's a few things that I won't eat. I won't eat lamb. I won't eat deer. You know, anything that was in Bambi, I'm probably not going to eat because I grew up on Bambi. But other than that, you know, I did watch Charlotte's Web, but I have no problem with, you know. Okay, I need to stop. Dodo, it's nice to see you. Amanda, Princess, Megan, Elsa, nice to see you. And Maddie Down, nice to see you. Just gonna try to get here and just see how many other. Melody, nice to see you. Just Debbie, don't worry, I'm just Betty. Leslie, it's nice to see you. So nice to see your smile. I'm 48, recovering from open heart surgery in the hospital. You really bring my spirit. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. Yeah, you know, some days we're in here, we're just kind of, right? But we're really trying to, you know, stay away from all the gunk, stay away from all the negativity, and really try to bring a positive message and stay focused on these cases. And sometimes that's hard because we just get pulled. At least for me, I'm a lot different than a lot of other creators because I'm the one that gets hate because I stand up for myself. I won't let people push me around. I will not be intimidated. You know, people would rather find ways to harass and do things to me, but they won't get off their butt for a victim or a child or even put one penny toward flyers or banners or anything like that. But they can pay somebody money, gas money, to go from New Jersey to Georgia to look like a complete utter idiot, you know, and it's just, it's sad, but you know, we're in a positive mood and I'm flushing all that negativity away. You know, there's a lot of changes that have already happened. I asked for clarity. A lot of people don't realize I'm a prayer. I pray a lot. And I always, you know, the ending of last year and the beginning of this year, I prayed for clarity. I prayed for, you know, to have the good people come to my life and the negative people move out of my life. And, you know, it's kind of funny because we're not even in through the first month and I have a lot of clarity. And so that's amazing for me. Mama Bear, 123 Boom. Nice to see you here. And I see Kathy Rose. Nolene, nice to see you. Courtney, Melody, I think I got everybody. Kathy, hopefully I got everybody. Buffalo Mountain Girl, I haven't seen, or Tennessee Girl, I haven't said hi to you. Four Frogs, I'm not saying your name. We'll call you Four Frogs. Sword of the Spirit, love it. We have another Facebook user. So it's nice to see you guys all here. And I think we've got just about LJD3. Nice to see you. Ruby Joy. No, it's Rudy Joy. Sabrina. Sweet Candace. Teresa. I see some other people I haven't said hi to. Blake. Nice to see you. So for all the rest of you, Texas Wild One and Natalie Queen Mint. Oh, Miss Robbins in the house. Nice to see you. I forgot to tell everybody I was going live. I just kind of do my own thing over here. My brain. But I know that it fills up whenever we start talking. But anyways, getting back to the language of letting go, I'm going to just take a few minutes to talk about this because we have a lot of people in here, you know, people that message me, text me, tweet message me, Instagram message me, you know, all, no matter what social media I'm on, people are always reaching out to me. They are always, you know, there's a lot of people that we have that follow this channel that quite frankly, are struggling. They're struggling, not necessarily struggling like, having meltdowns, but, they got problems in their life, medical issues, things of that nature. And it always breaks my heart, but we always have such a great group here that, we pray for each other and we uplift each other and we try to inspire one another. And so when I saw this, I thought, I haven't read it. I mean, I'm sure I've read it. I've had this book for 15 years, but the great thing about this book is by the time you're done with the year, it's almost reading it like brand new. You get something out of it each and every time you read it. And I know some of my audience that have been with me for some time actually have the book and they can attest to the exact same thing. No, the lazy make their content by talking about you. Exactly. I've been paying haters' bills for over a year now, and I'm okay. They don't pay my bills, but I definitely pay theirs. They're welcome. So for January 29th, this was such a fitting title. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says, protect yourself from negative influences, right? And now you understand why I am in such a good mood, because none of those negative influences are bothering me today. After a long rainstorm in the desert, I watched little drops of runoff splashing off a rock face onto a little indentation in the rock. Each drop fell in the exact same place as the drop before. Over the years, the precision had dug tiny holes and saw that they too were pockmarked by the slow but steady effect of erosion over years. Poor relationships can be like rain. We can start out on the course of learning and self-improvement with the best of intentions, but little by little, our efforts are undermined by associations that we choose. We do have advantage over those rocks, though. We can move. Maybe you have allowed your efforts to be sabotaged by wrong friends, wrong thoughts, or negative input of some sort and kind. You have a choice. You can choose to stand in the rain of negativity and slowly be worn down by it, or you can find shelter, a support group of like-minded people, i.e., the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club, and a good book or program, a minister or mentor, and helpful and positive friends like we have in our chat room. Be aware of negative rain in your life. If a stone can be worn down over time by constant falling rain, how much more must we be aware of the influences in our life? Seek out that which is edifying, and find shelter from which can erode your resolve. God, protect me from the negative influence which erode my beliefs. Help me protect myself. Surround me with that which is positive, edifying, and uplifting. God bless each and every one of you. I hope that message gets to you. Kick the negative influences out of your life. And that means anything. Your children can be a negative influence. Now, if they're underage, you can't kick them out of your life, but we can find healthy boundaries to handle them. So, you got to find out what works for you. Sometimes it's easy for me personally to shut down. Another housekeeping item. This is just, nobody really remembers, but when the Mascow case was first rolling out, we did record requests. We did a massive amount of record requests that cost us a crap ton of money, right? And we got the body cam footage. We got some other information related. Yeah, I love daily affirmations as well. Yes. Lex says, does anyone here remember that lady's YouTube name that donates large amounts to channel a few months ago, that she was terminal? I have been praying for her. I don't think I've seen her in chat. Oh, you know what? I cried because a lady donated me $500 right here on this channel, and she was terminal. And I'll have to go back and look at that. That was, we have that in our community post, one of our community posts, because I wrote a message about it, thanking her publicly for that gracious donation. But another housekeeping item, but thank you for reminding me, sometimes life gets, things just happen. I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, let alone what happened, a month ago. But yes, we do need to be looking out. And I remember it touched me. That was the woman I was talking about. Yeah, it touched me so much so that I broke out in tears. I was, because I was on a roll. I was on one of these nights where I was just kind of in a spitfire mood. And I didn't realize, I put her thing up, but I didn't realize what she said or what she was saying. And then I went back and reread it, and it really did something to me. I do pray for her. But yeah, Lex, I don't remember her name, but I remember making a community post, so I can easily find it. But a housekeeping item is, while we were in Idaho, we collected money for the reports, the stuff. I made a request of stuff that I wanted. Anyways, the last few items, since Koberger was finally arrested, I went ahead and told them, don't worry about doing any more work on my request. So I wanted to let you guys know, I just received this in the mail yesterday from the city of Mascow. We did get a refund of $35.01 from the money that we collected. So that will be moved over to, we're going to keep this as record for the next time we have record requests. We'll already have a little bit of money in the pot for those records. But again, people probably already forgot about this, but this just came yesterday. I was actually surprised that I received anything because it took so long, and I knew how much work I thought I was going to end up having to pay more. So it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket. I mean, it's only $35, but it's $35 for other, $35 we don't have to raise on the next record request. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought I'd throw that out there, let you guys know that we did get a refund back from the city of Mascow for $35.01. I just want to make sure that we're transparent on that, because we worked very hard to get that money to me very quickly. And that was immediately sent over to the city of Mascow. And again, we did get a small refund back for that. So I tried to offer a donation to a certain channel, and I got called a liar and recorded all the money in my hand. And I said, "Who's the liar? Now tell me to F off now." Oh, that's awful. That's awful. Yeah, every now and again, I think sometimes, like even me, I'll be, I get attacked so much. Sometimes people, even in my own chat that are friends, will say something jokingly, and I'll take it completely wrong. And it wasn't even meant that way. Sometimes it just happens. Hopefully, it was just a misunderstanding. I hope creators aren't acting like that, but occasionally I'll tell somebody go F off too, but not usually somebody that is loving and supporting of the channel. It's usually when I don't know whether they are or not, and they make some wild, comment and stuff like that. But I'll apologize for them. And, sometimes the best thing is just to forgive, not harbor that, because the forgiveness is really for you as opposed to them. So, anyways, getting back to the Idaho 4, I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of everything real quick, just in case there's new people to this channel that have not. Oh boy, watch out for VHB. I know, and I felt so bad because I'm sure Granny T probably hates me right now. And I blocked her because it was just the wrong time for a snarky comment. You know what I'm saying? And she's been in here quite a bit. So I did try to go through my, and maybe it was a troll for all I know, but I did try to go into my, my blocked people to unblock her. And she wasn't there. So she either changed her name or don't you block me, girl. No, Jennifer, you're fine, but you don't make really snarky comments, so you're good. But it was the whole free to be thing. And it's like, the audacity of that woman to even come in here was just like, what was she thinking? And to think that she can come in here and conversate, like, what? No, that's not okay. What you did to Dolly is not okay. And I'm calling you out, and I'm calling you a liar to your face. So you can go to your little crap channels and they can say, "Oh, you're victim advocate." I don't care. You are a liar. You are a liar, and what you did was wrong. And until you acknowledge it, That goes straight to I got no I got no I have no problem with Frida B, but you're not going to lie. And it's easily you can tell she lied, because somebody that does that to her, who when would you go into their chat for months after it happened, hanging out, making a scene? Because what she lost her wrench for is because she didn't want anybody to know her name, her real name, and her address. That's what she wanted. And she's talking about Angela. It's me, Angela D, which reminds me, we haven't even heard from Angela D since her stroke. So I hope Angela is doing well. But she was in there. Now, Angela D is one of the sweetest people I know. She has no mean or ill intent in her body. And you know what it was? Frida B didn't want somebody to know her home address or her real name, and wanted Dolly to process it. Dolly's a busy man. He didn't got time for that. And she got her feelings hurt because obviously she felt a connection with Dolly. Now, didn't she? And she thought that she would be special, right? Which she wasn't. And so she made a big stink in his chat, causing problems in his business, and he took her wrench away. Now all of a sudden, after Frida B is no longer special in his world, and wants to kick up and start a problem where there wasn't a problem, he took her wrench. She was being wrong. She was wrong in the matter. And so you know how she repays that? Instead of getting that wrench back by doing the right thing, she decides to leave, go over to his exes, talk crap, then go on one of his exes live and accuse Dolly. Now, mind you, months later of him, SAing her. And then when people put her feet to the fire and say, well, why don't you call the law and report it? Oh, no, I don't want to do all that. I'm sorry. If somebody did that to me, we don't allow that to go unnoticed. We don't talk about it. We handle it as a legal matter that it is, and a criminal matter that it is. And what she did was absolutely wrong. And for her to come in here knowing that Dolly and I are friends, knowing that we have traveled the country, we have covered cases together, I know this person, and for her to think that because she thought that Dolly and I were in an argument over the Summer Wells case, she can come in and try to buddy with me and get me over on Missa's side. Are you kidding me? I think Missa is trash. I think she's trash. So that's going to be my one and done on it. Missa's blocked from this channel. Frida B is blocked from this channel. They got people in there trying to advocate for Frida B in my comments. Look, guys, you can keep coming over here and putting these comments in. My mods are just going to keep deleting them. I'm not over there posting crap on your side. Quit coming over here posting crap on my side. You know what it shows? It shows you're desperate, you're childish, you're immature. So just knock it off. Okay, knock it off. Have some dignity and respect for yourself, for the love of God. Okay. But I did want to get over here to this little tidbit. You're not going to see this tidbit anywhere but here. And I just thought it was really I don't know, a little special. It's just when we were setting up, and I just wanted you to hear some of the storytelling that was here. And then I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to play any further until I can get this video edited, because this truly is the raw version of this. I'm the only one that owns the entire interview. Unfortunately, Olivia's camera shut off about 15 or 20 minutes before the interview was concluded. So I did want to show you guys this information, or this video. I thought it might be a little near and dear to you guys, just to see, this is a good family. This really is. They are all competing to be number 5. Hey, you know what? I don't know what they're competing for. That, trust me. There's no competition over here. Doesn't sound like he really cares about them too much, but whatever. It's not my circus, not my monkey, right? So they can keep all that stuff. And that's what I find out is like, whenever I'm like, even between two friends, whenever I have this friend arguing and this friend arguing, I try to stay out of it, right? But somehow or another, they always bring me into it. It's like, I tell you, I don't want anything to do with it. You guys are both my friends. Leave me out of it. I don't want nothing to do with I'm not into all that. And somehow or another, I'm made out to be the bad guy, just so for one of them to, it's awful. And I don't want it. So whenever friends are disagreeing, I move myself. Good. I don't want any part of it. Don't bring me into it, because I tell you, this is what I've always said. If I have to get involved, no one's happy. That's just the way it is. If I have to get involved in a disagreement or an altercation amongst friends or anything, even family, I've told my family this for years. Handle it. Because if I get involved, I promise you, no one will be happy by the time I'm done. No one. Because at the end of the day, I'll just say it like it is, right? This is what you did. 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 Now, knock it off, right? And then they're all pissed off at me because I just threw all their business out there. Well, I told you, don't make me get involved if you don't want me involved. So, anyways, guys, without further ado, I'm just going to pull it up.
Yeah.
Let me pause.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right, just to let you guys know.
Okay, hold on. I wasn't quite ready for that yet. So we're going to go and start this from the beginning. And I'm just going to play just a few moments of this particular clip. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's just a little personal clip. It's just a behind the scenes view of some of the stuff that happened. It kind of sucks because I should have changed my videos to 4K 60 speed, and I had it on HD, that's 1080 30 speed. So the clarity is not the best, but that's okay.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Turn out color up them really fast. Okay. All right, just to let you guys know, that camera's already started, so.
We're just gonna yell at the kids to stop jumping.
Don't worry, anything will.
Quiet down.
We'll make sure it's cut out.
It's film time. As weird as that is.
Yeah.
Sounds like an earthquake upstairs. It's just little blocks like hop.
It literally is.
They're just kids being kids, you know.
This is awesome, man.
We had stairs in our house, and I remember my dad, I don't know what he was going to do, but there for a while, my sister and I got those baskets. We sat in the baskets,
Okay.
and we called it stair surfing.
Oh yeah.
And so when you get at the bottom, you kind of almost go into the drywall. My mom saw me do it. She about came unglued.
Kaylee used to go down the steps on her belly.
Mm-hmm.
She'd throw her hands
couldn't
up,
even
her
walk.
feet up.
And she'd just go backwards.
You just hear like this rip-roaring sound.
She would like arch her her little body on her belly and go feet first.
Zoom right down, and you'd
She
be like,
beat the
"Ooh."
boys. She was all
She'd
out.
beat everybody down the stairs. You started down those stairs, and she'd shoot.
Oh,
So that's really it. It's just a little, story that they were talking about. Kaylee, we just got into this conversation about stairs. I told him about a childhood for the Mike. That is Kaylee's mom, dad, and older sister. So that was Steve Gonzalez, that was Olivia, and that was Christy Gonzalez. So it was just, I was reviewing this footage this morning, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. And I thought, wow, that was that was there. Yeah. I didn't realize Betty was there. How awesome. Yes, I was there. I was there for 2 tours. So we went in November and in December to that. I know you probably wouldn't notice, right? But yes, that was an interview that Olivia and I conducted. She got started, and I had carry the interview on. She was having some camera issues and things of that nature. So again, and that is, her camera did shut down about 15 or 20 minutes toward the end. So that whole ending of that interview, she was unable to record in that good quality 4K HD. let people know you were in. Oh yeah. You can hear. I mean, I conducted the entire interview pretty much outside of, I think, like she asked maybe 3 or 4 questions, but that interview was conducted by me. And so we have this segment of it. So once this is edited, we're going to make sure that we get this out because this is the entire interview. There's just some minor editing that needs to be done to remove that. And you guys will actually be able to get the entire interview and see what was discussed behind the scenes and stuff like that. Again, this is a tribute to Kaylee Gonzalez and Maddie Mogen that lost their lives, 2 of the victims of Brian Kohberger. Granted, Brian Kohberger is in the court system, so he has the presumption of innocence. And but based upon a lot of the affidavits and the stuff that I am looking at, it seems like law enforcement really has done a great job in building this case. So I just wanted to show you guys all that as we start kicking off this conversation about Brian Kohberger and the stuff related to his case. But before we get started, I did want to bring up another, let me see if I can add this. Don't let me add this. Yeah. Looks like I can't add my entire screen. So this is the internal investigation for Harmony Montgomery. Right there. It was conducted almost a year ago on February 25th, 2022. And people are probably saying, why are you bringing this up? Well, it's because I have been advocating for a centralized database that does a lot of different things. And what made me come up with this idea was this particular case and the information in this internal investigation of how law enforcement failed this child, Harmony Montgomery. Not just law enforcement, but the alphabet soup of child welfare. So, you know, there is a conclusion. There's a 6 of 6. So let me go back to here. Recommendations for system improvement. Now, this to me was word salad. And I'm curious, after a year, and I am planning on doing some record requests. After a year, how many of these recommendations have been realized in their system there in New Hampshire? So it says increased cross-border communication and collaboration. Right? So people are trying to say that there is a system like this that exists. Well, if there's a system like this that exists and there's forced cooperation from state to state, that very first sentence under the recommendations would not exist. Increased cross-border, that means from state to state, communication and collaboration. Why would they need to have that in here if it was a requirement already? It's not. So they say the ICPC was passed in 1965. Remember, I told you guys that we haven't made changes in our system since 1965. That is a true statement. That is a true statement. 1965, can we all agree that there's been a lot of changes in our country since 1965? There's been a lot of changes with child welfare since 1965. There's a lot of different needs that are needed as opposed to what it was back in 1965. So they're saying that it was not well suited for modern day. We all agree to that, but nobody's doing a darn thing about it, right? So that's why we are advocating for this, and anybody I can get in front of, I will, because this is what's needed. And just for this fact, I want to know who else on YouTube is not just covering these cases, but trying to stop covering these cases, right? I'm sick of covering children cases, but I will continue to cover to advocate for them. But there's got to be some sweeping changes across this country to protect our children. So they're basically saying 2 New Hampshire senators are supporting such legislation in session, but we don't just need this in New Hampshire. We need this across the country. We need it across the country because the new ICPC will not become effective until 35 states enact it. 35 states. So we've got our work cut out for us this year. We absolutely have our work cut out for us this year. Many of you guys know I'm going across this country to advocate for this, to advocate for these changes, because we need at least 35 states on board. If I can get Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, all these other states on board with this, we can really make some changes. And I know I have a person from every single state in my chat. So this is something that we can definitely help with. This is something that we just imagine we can really bring effective change that helps children across this country. How amazing is that? That is nothing short of amazing. So I wanted to bring that up to each and every one of you guys as to why am I talking about this? It's because of Harmony Montgomery. This internal interview really opened my eyes. I'm in boring. Hey, but you know what? Connecticut can be one of those 35 states. But I have to be honest with you. Harmony Montgomery is really the case that made me want to find a solution, because this case was so heartbreaking for me. And they were coming on the heels of several other cases similar to hers, such as Serenity McKinney. Similar circumstances, ultra similar circumstances. And so there is this need. And we're going to keep advocating for it. I hope I get you all of your support while I do this. This is not cheap stuff to do. So, I've got to lean on you. That's the beauty of crowdfunding. It won't break the bank for any of us to give, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not yet. I'm not going anywhere just yet. I am going to be making my rounds to Nashville, Tennessee, to meet with an attorney to talk about this system that I have been working on and advocating for. So that's going to be coming up in the next week or two. And then, of course, if I'm going to be in Tennessee, I might as well go in front of Alex Murdaugh's courthouse, because I'm sure his court hearing is going to go on. Might as well do some, while I'm out in that area, might as well do some work there, in South Carolina. I have to go through South Carolina to get there. I have to come home through South Carolina. Might as well take a pit stop and get some real content. So that's just kind of what's going to go on out there in in the next few weeks, just FYI, so you guys are all well aware of my schedule. Now, with the whole Brian Kohberger thing, how many people, by the show of ones, how many people saw my video? They're making books. Like, there are literally already, the man hasn't even been convicted yet. How much information in those books are really actual facts? Because everybody has been so tight-lipped. How in the world would they be able to create a book that is a true biography, truly not fictional? Because I know one of my mods took one for the team and started, looking at one of them, but how much of that could really be accurate? And we don't have, he's not convicted. We don't know if he murdered these people yet, because he's in court. I mean, he has been accused of the crime, but he hasn't been convicted. Oh, yes, Ruby. There's literally about a dozen Brian Kohberger books out there for sale. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. How do these people have more information than Bullhorn Betty? I've been out there several times. I've talked to many people, including one of the families. So how in the world are they getting these books out so quick? Not just one. I mean, there's a lot. I was like, what? Say what? Right? So I just thought that was just really, really crazy. So I'm going to play that video for you, and I'm going to play you guys the video which one do I want to play? Let me back this up, because we know we can't play anything. I need to just stop complaining and just change my service. I've been complaining for a week, and I need to change my service, right? Remember? I still haven't changed it yet. Oh, Lord. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up. We're going to go to my channel, and I'm going to show you the last couple videos, just for those that haven't watched the videos. I want you guys to see them, because I have to be honest with you. I was just dumbfounded. I really was. I was dumbfounded. Let me bring this up. So we'll go here. It's only 3 minutes. So we're going to take 10 more minutes and then I'll open up.
So, hey guys, I just found this. I mean, it's like when the case doesn't get crazier. So Bullhorn Betty here. I'm reporting on the Idaho 4. For those that are not familiar with the case, which I'm sure a lot of people are, this is related to 4 college-age students between 20 and 21 that was murdered by stabbing in off-campus housing at the University of Idaho in Mascow, Idaho. And this case has really captivated the nation and captivated the world for that matter, related to their murders and who could have potentially have done it. And so Brian Kohberger, apparently he's a Washington State University student that had a PhD or was going for his PhD in criminology. And it's just insane that he is the one that's ultimately responsible or allegedly responsible. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But check this nonsense out. The case hasn't even been to conclusion. How much information can people really have on Brian Kohberger already, right? Enough, so much so to write books? Yes, plural, books. There are several books out there for Brian Kohberger. Check this out. Guys, this is just insane. I am just amazed at how quick people just have to get books out there. And I'm just wondering how much research could these people have actually done on this case? I never seen a George Williams out there, a Noah Lezak, Marsha Moreau. And there's more, there's more books out there. People are already writing books without even having the conclusion of this case. I just don't know what to think about this. Guys, what do you think? This is insane to me. This is just insane. Like, what? This is no laughing matter. It really is no laughing matter. But I have to say, to me, this is insane. How in the world are they going to get books out about a man that, for all intents and purposes, nobody really knew about? And the limited information that we did get from the people, his friends, his social media profiles, and then, the stuff that we're getting from the investigation, which is lacking because there's gag orders on everything. So what? Let me know. Do you guys think this is just a play for money? Do you think these people have anything interesting that's in these books? I mean, how can you get a book out this quickly on a man that hasn't even been convicted of the crimes of 4 homicides in Mascow, Idaho? It just makes me scratch my head and say, what? Say what? Anyways, leave your comments. Let me know what you think is going on with these books and these authors and what could possibly be in them. If you ordered a book and read it, I'm interested in knowing your comments about it. God bless each and every one of you. Be safe.
Right. Oh, that's insane. That's insane. Oh. Let me get back. Hold on a second. And then this is the last video. I'm going to open up. I can't open up the phone. I don't think I can open up the phone lines. I don't know if I can open up the phone lines. The phone lines have been very difficult to open with this new system of StreamYard. It's very irritating for me. But I'm going to try to open up the phone lines and get some comments from the audience. So stay tuned for those. So we can have a conversation this beautiful Sunday morning. It's Sunday. You guys need to be going to church and stuff, right? No, I'm just joking. I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't like anybody telling me what to do. So let me go ahead and pull this back up, and we're going to watch this one.
Hey guys, so Bullhorn Betty here covering the Idaho 4, Mascow, Idaho. This is related to 4 university age students that were slain in their sleep on October 13th in the early morning hours between 4 and 4:25 in the morning. And we've all gone around and around about the 911 call and the unconscious person. I mean, we have really tried to figure this whole thing out for such a long time and never quite got clarification on what that call meant, right? People were saying that Dylan, passed out in the front yard. That was all speculative in nature.
Oh, and then guys, I do realize that while I was making this, I wasn't realizing it, but I said October 13th as opposed to November 13th. And some people corrected me, but honestly, there's nothing I can do about it once the video is published. I did hear it. It's just, it's once it's done, it's done. I wasn't going to pull it back and try to redo it and all that other stuff. So and for those, for clarification, it's November 13th, not October. But when you're kind of out there just talking, because again, not scripted, sometimes I don't even realize, I didn't even realize I said October. I thought I said November until people were writing me and saying, oh, once it's done, it's done. So just FYI on that. Okay.
So I was on Reddit just trying to get some information related to this case, just trying to get some different perspectives and look at what is contained in this case. Is there something I'm not looking at? Is there something we should be talking about? And I came across this Reddit post, and I want you to take a look in and listen to this and read it. It finally gives us some perspective on that 911 call and the unconscious person. Take a look. So, hey guys, we have been going back and forth about this 911 call for some time related to the Idaho 4, that initial 911 call that came in at 11:58 in the morning, right before noon, of an unconscious person. And we all scratched our heads because this was the first notification that we heard of sending officers to 1122 King Road, Mascow, Idaho, where they found 4 deceased victims inside that home on 2 of the levels of 3. So they were on the 2nd and 3rd levels. Maddie Mogen and Kaylee Gonzalez was on the 3rd level. Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were on the 2nd level. And many people know that it was Dylan's phone that was used to make that 911 call. So we were on here. This is from Any Instructions 2141. Just a speculation by this person saying, interesting finding regarding the 911 call regarding the word unconscious. This is my first time posting, but I have been following the case and this thread since the beginning. I was watching true crime documentary on Discovery Plus called Real Life Nightmares, Season 3, Episode 5, Murder at Chapel Hill. A college student was found by her roommate being murdered. The reason I bring this up, the roommate called 911, and on the recording, you hear the roommate crying and saying her roommate is unconscious and there's blood everywhere. She was already dead at the time, but the roommate said unconscious. I was always confused and curious about the Idaho 911 call and found this very interesting and thought I'd share. But what's more importantly is this Poke Life 90, which I thought their response was really interesting and gives us a different perspective. This person claims to be an EMT, or used to be. So he says, I used to be an EMT, so I have some experience in this area. Think about it this way. In the medical community, being dead is a medical condition. Think of it like it's a diagnosis. A dispatch cannot declare someone dead. A paramedic, doctor, or nurse can only declare someone dead. Dispatch cannot diagnose.
Okay, Elizabeth Diane, let me explain something to you. First of all, I'm not upset about the books. As you can say, I was laughing about it. and just thought it was insane. Secondly, you will not come into my chat and be rude to people. You are being rude. If I talk to you the way you're talking right now, I thought I could participate in conversation. You are being rude. Rude. That is a violation of the chat. Okay? So if you want to participate, take the attitude out first and foremost, because we don't take attitude here. And when you come into my chat, if you're not upbeat and you're negative, guess what? We don't need you participating. So if you'd like to participate, please do in a respectable manner. Otherwise, leave the chat or you will be blocked. It's very simple. You haven't done anything that warrants being blocked, but you can participate in conversation, but you need to watch your tone. Okay? That's just the rules of this chat. Everybody gets along. You're kicking up a fuss. Nobody else is. I'm not upset about the book. I was laughing about the book. How is that being upset? I thought it was insane. So if you got a problem, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. It's pretty simple.
Know someone, even if the person called 911 saying they're dead, an unconscious person is the option the dispatch has to describe the possible death because they cannot diagnose someone with death. Also, dispatch stays on the line with the person who calls and continues to obtain information. The information can be relayed to EMS, police, fire, while they are en route. So there is much, much more to the 911 call and how dispatch handled it than we know. I thought this was a very interesting perspective. So now that you get to see this, at least a clarification from somebody that used to be an EMT, it kind of does make sense when you're talking about death and murder and stuff like that. He is absolutely, I assume it was a he, is absolutely correct that death is a medical condition. And he was absolutely correct in the information related to only certain people can diagnose death. EMT, doctor, nurse, for the purposes of, dead on arrival, dead at the scene, stuff like of that nature. So I just think that this was finally a little bit of clarification that we needed for that 911 call. It absolutely 100% makes sense for me, and now gives us the clarification and hopefully closes that worry box that we had about that 911 call and how could they talk about it, an unconscious person when there's 4 dead people in the house. We all could not wrap our head around it. It has been gnawing at me since the day this case was open. So tell me your thoughts. Does this make sense to you, or do you still think there's more to that 911 call? I'm just interested in your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you really love the Bullhorn Betty channel, maybe consider becoming a member of the Coffee Club. God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, be safe.
Well, there you have it. So, that was the first time that I got a response or read a response related to that 911 call and the unconscious person that made sense to me. Because you guys know from the beginning, I've been like, what? Like unconscious person, Nobody has ever been able to clarify that. Even when law enforcement came out to say that all the people at that house in and around that time were not suspects, that they've all been cleared and everything like that. And we're like, well, has all been cleared? Because we knew that there was the 911 call of a conscious person where they found 4 bodies. And then we have the, realizing that they called friends over and friends were all in the house and there were several people there. And nice to see you. Make today a great day. You take care and drink a coffee for me, Jennifer. Drink a coffee for me. Another Jennifer says, let's read this one. This is interesting. My cousin, a coroner has to pronounce everyone dead, no matter if they are splattered all over the road. Yeah. But still, like, that's only if that, like, even in a hospital, the doctors, the nurses can pronounce death. So yes, a coroner makes the final determination and prepares the necessary paperwork, the death certificate and things of that nature, all from the coroner's office, and also coordinates, autopsies and things of that nature as well. So anyways, I'm just, it's a pronouncement. It's called pronouncement. I work in the hospital. Yeah. Yeah. No, Amy does work in the hospital. She helps us with some of our medical stuff here, like trying to understand this stuff. So anyways, I'm going to try very, very hard. I'm going to see if I can get this pulled up here. If we can get the phones to freaking work, it would be like really, really nice. Let me do all this stuff out of here. There we go. Let's see if I can get this pulled up. We'll see. If I can get it pulled up, we'll get it pulled up. Drop this from the stream. Present screen. Just don't see the Google Voice on here, and I don't know why. This is irritating. So it's not even pulling up as one of my options. All right, so I'm going through all these just to see if one is it. Looks like everything on the page that I have, and it sucks because I can't. Let me see if I can do it a different way. This just is really irritating for me. I don't even think I have a phone number on this one. If I do, that'd be nice. Give me a second. I'm going to set up a new phone number. See if I can get it to work. Let's see if this will work. We just claimed a new number. Let me see if I can pull this one up now. Ha! There it is. All right, let me go over to the banners. We got a new number, guys. Just that quick, right? Just that quick. Okay. All right. We have a call-in number. Don't call in just yet. Don't call in just yet. Let me go back here. Okay, let me get this up. Because my Google number was associated with another Gmail number, and apparently StreamYard is now getting so picky that every phone that I have has to be to the. We'll go back to the old number once I change my service. I promise you guys. We'll go back. Okay. So we're gonna. That went on my. Do not want to screen calls. All right. All right, guys, there is the new number. If you guys would like to call in, we're ready for phone calls. Here we go. Hold on just a second. Let me put this up. Oops, up. Shit. There we go. Sorry. This is Betty. Hold on a second. I got to allow my mic access. Allow. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is Betty. Sorry about that. I just opened a new phone line. How are you? Who are you and where are you calling from?
My name is Mab.
Oh, hey, Mab. How are you?
Oh, I'm still healing and just got off Dolly at 2:30.
What was
I
going
can't
on
sleep,
over on
so I've
his
been up all night.
side?
We were just shooting shit,
Mm-hmm.
cats, and not a lot of true crime.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about all the stuff we've covered this morning about the Idaho 4? Do you have a perspective that you'd like to enlighten us?
Cover. What's going on? Oh, we're talking about the glove.
Yeah. What do you think about? Oh, I just like the thumbnail. We didn't really talk about the glove too much.
There's a black nitrile glove.
Mm-hmm.
Those things can fit a lot of sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the glove not fitting is bullshit.
Well, it was BS in OJ's trial as well, but hey.
It's what?
I said it was BS in OJ's trial too, but.
I know. Glove doesn't fit. Come on, Johnny Cochran.
Hey, but you know what? It made people talk, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think, let me just ask you, Matt, because I don't really talk to you too much. Do you think they got the right guy?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
Good. And what made you come to that determination?
Okay. The 12 pings. So the stalking. The eating at the vegan restaurant, which I believe he has a couple victims in Oregon, or at least one victim in Oregon, and one survived.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has 2 victims in Georgia. I watched the video where they tracked it down to the vegan restaurant.
Wow.
It's hard for me to talk, so sorry.
That's okay.
It's way past it's almost like 5:30, and I need to get some sleep.
All right.
But,
well, Mab, thank you.
What?
Oh.
Any more questions?
No, I was just curious about what made you, kind of decide that. I mean, for me, the affidavit was pretty solid for me. The
DNA, the route, the fact that he went upstairs first because he took the night sheath off up there.
Yeah.
Who do you think was carrying that around?
Who do you think was the primary target? Because he did stop on the top floor. Do you think it was Maddie or Kaylee?
Who had the worst wounds?
I believe it was Kaylee that had the worst wounds, but she was the one that.
Kayla Gonzalez. Kayla Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's what I actually, since the affidavit and seeing the renderings, I actually believe it is Maddie was the target because, she was the one that was living in that house and she was the one that worked at the Mad Greek restaurant. And I found
who had the rounder face. Who has the rounder face?
It's Kaylee. Kaylee has the rounder face.
Kaylee's the target.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mab. You go get some rest and heal, and we'll be saying prayers for you for a speedy recovery.
All right, I'll jump on your channel some too.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, love.
All right.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
We get to hear from Mab every now and again. I see him on Dolly's channel and talking, and so let's just say, obviously, he just had some surgery. So let's. Well, good morning, Miss Amy.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I thought you were Amy. You're not Amy. It's Ruby. Hey, Ruby.
Yes. Well, Amy is my real name, but.
Well, that's good. I guess I got it right, unbeknownst to me.
Yeah, I thought when you called me Amy, I thought, well, I guess my real name must pop up under my number.
No, I try to remember numbers, but you guys have similar ending numbers, but I'm not going to go too much into that other than saying that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let me give a shout out in the chat to Kay in Maine for explaining the whole thing about the 911 call. And I'll admit that I knew that, but it just didn't cross my mind in the Idaho 4 case because I guess maybe the way it was put out there, and it was put out there as they said someone here is unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And then, early on in the investigation, like over on Reddit and 4chan and stuff, it was said that Ethan was found in the living room area. And I thought that maybe he might have been laying on his stomach and they just didn't see the blood. So maybe they thought he was passed out drunk.
Yeah.
Like waking up the next morning and finding someone passed out on the floor or whatever. I've been there and done that at a few parties.
Right.
They stole one of my old boyfriend's cars. He passed out drunk in Pam's carport, and they took his car out for a joyride and got it stuck, and it was funny. But anyway, yeah, that just didn't cross my mind here in the Idaho 4 case for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to give her a shout out and tell, say thanks for kind of explaining that whole thing and about the 911 call and saying someone is not breathing, unconscious or whatever. It just got put out there to us here in the public the wrong way.
I think so too, but we actually were asking clarification on that. I know that personally because I sent my clarification questions directly to the lady that was the media gal that that answered the questions for media and stuff like that, and she never really clarified that. I mean, they did come out later and give us some more information on the 911 call, but it never explained the unconscious person call in, and it's been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me, and I was
it has me too, but and I mean, I've read a lot of other people saying it's like, why would you think someone was unconscious? You couldn't see blood everywhere. I mean, it just didn't make any sense, but now it does make sense.
Right. And so I found that to be wholly interesting and wanted to get that out there because I know if it's been nagging on my mind all this time, I know it's been nagging on it, and we don't know if that's the reason for the unconscious call. We don't know, but that does at least give us a perspective of how that call could have came in with the 4 bodies in the house. So it was just clarification, and it did make sense. And I figured if it made sense to me, maybe it'd make sense to the audience. Maybe that would close at least that concern for us. I'm still very much interested in how that call came in because we heard some wild stuff.
Me too.
Passing out in the front yard, and that never came from law enforcement. That was a rumor that was going around. So I want to know how true that was.
Right. And what is all this chatter about Washington State University and the University of Idaho kids on campus knowing before the police were called?
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
I have to believe with the amount of people at that house when law enforcement initially arrived that yes, it was going out like wildfire. Think about it. You only need literally one person calling another friend that calls. I mean, if one person calls 2 people and each of those people call 2 people and each of those people call 2 people, and this is all happening within, 10 or so minutes, it can go out and it can go out fast. The one notable thing I can say is during our interview with the Gonzalez, one of the most upsetting things is, and one of the things that they would really like to see happen with law enforcement is this fact that, social media is moving at such lightning fast pace that parents and loved ones are finding out about the death of their loved ones through social media as opposed of law enforcement.
Yeah, but I know it's happened to me 3 times.
It happened to my stepdaughter when he got killed on his motorcycle. She he called her, and she was trying to get to the phone, and she was running out of the shower, and she slipped on the tile. And I think, that things happen for a reason, because I really truly believe if she would have picked up that phone, she would have heard him die. And but she was on there, and one of his coworkers went on to his site and said, Rabbit, I can't believe this just happened. Rest in peace. And I remember her calling me and her father that morning. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this. I remember her calling us, and she was just sobbing, and she didn't know. And I'm like, honey, just calm down. You don't know anything yet. Let me try calling him and see if he'll pick up my phone. Her dad was on his phone trying to call him. And then I started looking at his profile, and by then he already had about 20 people on his Facebook telling him to rest in peace and everything like that. And then you saw that, because on the back of his, it says put your money up, or shut up and put your money up, or something on the back of the motorcycle. And there was a picture of that motorcycle with that saying, and it was destroyed on the side of the road. And that's when it kind of hit all of us that Kyle's gone. And she didn't find out from law enforcement. She found out literally minutes after it happened by social media. Not that guy didn't call her and say, hey, something happened. It was posted on social media on his Facebook page. So his mom, his stepdad, his sister, my stepdaughter, us, we all found out from social media. It wasn't until hours upon hours after the investigation, after they pulled the motorcycle. I mean, she was up there at the scene. She went up there to the scene. And so she knew it was him. She knew, and he may have been injured really bad from that wreck. He may have died from head injuries anyways, but it was a piece of metal that came off his bike that got his carotid. And he was gone within seconds, minutes, less than a minute.
Yeah.
So,
well, that happened to me in 2011 when I woke up and picked up my phone and got on Facebook and saw about my little cousin Drew had been killed in a car wreck. And the other kids that were in the car with her, they were all from different schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it got put out on social media quick. And bless her heart, I ripped my daughter out of a dead sleep screaming her name.
Mm-hmm.
Chauncey, wake up, something's happened to Drew. And I finally get a hold of my uncle and find out what's going on, and immediately, go to my cousin, just throw clothes on and go to my cousin's house. And then my childhood best friend, growing up, it was, announced on her Facebook that she had died.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl that lived in our neighborhood, she said that they didn't want to tell why Julie had died on Facebook. But then she goes and says that she took her own life.
Mm-hmm.
But don't say anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I come up and I go, you blankety blank, 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 blank. You just did.
Yeah.
What a way for me to have to find out this.
Yeah.
About Julie.
Yeah.
And then God, at the funeral, you talk about some. Oh.
Yeah.
When I walked up to Julie's casket, she was standing there and she's like, how you doing, Amy? And I mean, that cold, dead stare in my eyes. Oh, I was mad.
Yeah.
That's not a way you want to find out your friend.
It's not. No, it's not. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Ruby. You take care.
Okay, it's good to talk to you, Andrea. I hadn't got to talk to you in a while. I've been sleeping in.
We had to change the phone number, but that's okay. Now we have a designated phone line for the Bullhorn Betty channel, 724-249-6140.
Awesome. All righty. Well, it's good to talk to you. Like I said, I've been sleeping in here lately. I haven't felt good all week, and so I've been having to catch you on replay and stuff.
Oh, well, feel better, and God bless you.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
So I've got the phone deleted just for a second because I'm going to call a person that has been trying to call me. Mama Bullhorn, answer your phone. I don't hear it ringing. There it goes.
Hello.
All right, you are on live.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm still in bed watching you with my coffee.
Hi, Bullhorn.
I
What
just wanted
insight
to say,
do you have?
well, my opinion, the guy Matt, he
Mab.
was
M-A-B.
a Mab. I agree with him. I believe there's other victims, and all the they should be looking in the states of his residence for other stabbing victims. I said it from the start. This isn't his first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I agree with Ruby, and it's just stupid. As you get older, your mind, you don't remember things until something's triggered. And yesterday, when you put up that video about the unconscious person, with all my medical background, I remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
That it goes out on the EMT's unconscious person because they can't make a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Because last night I was watching, it's in the UK, it's called Ambulance,
Mm-hmm.
with cameras, and they travel with the ambulance drivers, and it's always unconscious. Person fallen, head injuries, unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll come back on the radio and say, patient is awake, but still on the floor, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known that. But
and we don't know if that really
anyway.
does apply in this case. I mean, because we did hear of, somebody potentially passing out in the driveway. But, that didn't come from a reliable source. That was more rumor in nature. So but it just does explain that if that wasn't the case, if somebody wasn't unconscious in the front yard of the house, then that would explain why that came in as an unconscious person.
Yeah. Well, I agree. It could have been an unconscious person
Mm-hmm.
because if I'd have seen that mess, I don't know, I'd be throwing up. I mean, I fainted on my first surgery.
Well, I tell everybody, you got to walk
was
out.
An amputation, and I fainted.
When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, you actually worked for the orthopedic surgeon that removed my wisdom teeth. And apparently I'm a fighter even when I'm zonked out. And I knew, and my mom had to walk out the room because the nurse literally had to put her hands on my head and hold my head down, because even though I was under anesthesia, apparently I was a fighter.
Yeah. It was, he had to give you a stronger dose.
But, I was like a fish on the table. He's trying to pull my teeth. Get out of my mouth.
But anyways, oh Lord, you just brought back a bunch of memories just then. But yes, I agree. If the glove, okay, let's rephrase that. Johnny Cochran played the jury that day because that glove had been out in the weather and it had gotten
leather.
wet.
I mean, it's
leather.
I mean, it's leather. So leather shrinks.
It shrinks. And Johnny Cochran knew that, and they played the jury on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched every minute of that trial I could watch. And I remember Johnny Cochran saying in his final comments, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. I remember that.
They had, well, I guarantee
So-
that they got that in discovery, that they had an opportunity to do an in-person inspection, and they probably knew when they did that in-person
Yeah.
inspection that they knew that it would never fit his hand.
Right. The thing is the glove they found in Koberger's apartment, it has his DNA on the inside and probably the outside. So
Well, hopefully it
the
has
question
some
is-
blood. And I'm curious,
Yes.
you know, I'm ready to hear some of that evidence that they've got. I'm ready to hear some of the results from that stuff, but it's going to be hard because the defense and the prosecutor and the investigators are under gag order. Now they can keep that gag order in place until the conclusion of this case. So no matter what,
Right.
we're not going to get them talking about this case at all.
I've got something for you. Okay, it's out of the box.
Okay.
In the evidence they took from his apartment, what if it leads to other assaults?
That would be, I'm still, you know, there's that skinned dog that, you know, that just looks like, it seems like that might have been his practice run. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, I have to be honest though, the whole stuff. And I even looked into other crimes that happened around his home. And there were people that called in some strange stuff. Now, I didn't look back to see if strange stuff had been happening in that area prior to him going there in August, but there was stuff like there was footprints on a lady's windowsill and on her bed. That was one. Another one talked about the front door was wide open and their roof access was open, as if somebody was up in the attic and left through the front door. There was another one that had what is that thing underneath the house? The crawl space. This crawl space access in another case where the crawl space was opened up and left open. And there was some weird thing. I don't know if the door was left unlocked or it was also open. So there was some really weird stuff going on in October, right before November. And I'm wondering if that was him doing dry runs to see if he could get in and out of houses undetected. And I'm very curious about that.
Exactly. But my question is, maybe they have evidence of those things, because why would they mention the prosecuting attorney in the affidavit mention co-conspirators? My question is, I think they're linking the dad, because the dad, they can actually prosecute him for knowing something and not reporting.
Like they did for the laundries. The laundry parents should be in jail right now, and they are dealing with a civil case as opposed to losing time and being behind bars. And I think that was an injustice to Gabby.
Exactly. So, I mean, how did that man go into Koberger's apartment? He flew across the country, go into his apartment, and, well, your baby sister isn't the exception. Go into the apartment, and it probably looked like a petri dish somewhere, you know.
No, I think he was obsessive compulsive disorder, because we interviewed the lady that lived right below him, and they were talking about running water in the middle of the night, him vacuuming everything. It sounded like he was moving about, cleaning his house, doing weird, odd behavior in the middle of the night that normal people just don't do.
Unless you're a mom like me. But anyways, my point is, that man had to have known something, because the fact that he brought the freaking stabbings up in the car.
I don't think he actually brought the stabbings up. If I remember correctly, he was talking about the SWAT team shooting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
but he may have. I got to go back and watch that.
Loose lips sink the ship. I'm telling you, they probably put that in there because they're investigating the dad as far as what he knows.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't
But
imagine being his parents. We interviewed a childhood friend of Brian Koberger's and a couple other people that we've watched. And one thing that they have always said is that these parents were so nice and didn't deserve this, that Brian has put them through so much over the years. But then we hear, it almost seems like they have some type of problems themselves. They filed bankruptcy twice. This house on this property looks very expensive, but when you look at it, it's kind of run down, and it's not, I
Yes.
thought that they had, it appeared that they had a lot of money. And then when you look at it, they really don't. They were struggling. It sounds like they've been struggling for the better part of Brian's life financially.
Right. Well, I honestly believe there's more to the story in that area, because, and anywhere else he may have lived, because
well, think about
he
it.
had to have had.
Hold on a second. You did bring up a valid point. He lived in the Poconos Mountains. How many people fell off cliffs there? I mean, there's things, there's other things that may be perceived accidents that might have been associated with Brian, for all we know.
Exactly. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And I ordered you something off your wish list. It'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, thank you.
And I have some other things I wanted to bring to you, but you're so
you
busy.
Bring it to me. I'll be here all day today. Tomorrow I'll be running some. I don't know if I'll be here all day, but I should be. If you want to come tomorrow, we can go. I can take you out to lunch. Maybe over to the fish house.
I was thinking if you find an empty beer box on your front door, look inside of it.
Okay. Well, if you come here, I want to take you out to lunch.
All righty. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Mom. I love you.
I love you.
Bye-bye.
I love everyone else too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Aw, Mama Bullhorn. Who doesn't love Mama Bullhorn? We love Mama Bullhorn. Mama Bullhorn is she's pretty much everything, right? Pretty much everything. Well, good morning, Miss Ann.
Good morning, my dear.
How are you? I didn't get to see you my trip to Savannah, but I promise I am coming back. And when the trial is going on, I'll be there, for an extended amount of time.
I got you. I know you're a busy girl, so am I.
Yeah, you were doing, when I was there, you were doing, handing out food to the underprivileged there, and you were just doing some good community stuff.
Yeah, I was down at the church, down the road here, helping with the food drive-through, free food drive-through. Hey, I just put your favorite in the oven to slow cook all day.
Ah, nice.
Guess what it is?
Prime rib.
Nope, beef brisket.
Oh, I love some. Oh my God, I'm a brisket fanatic.
I know you are.
Either brisket or prime rib, but if I go to Sonny's, it's brisket all day long. If I go to Cody's, it's prime rib all day long.
I heard that. I like prime rib too.
Yep.
All right,
listen to this. I got to tell you. So the other night, you guys seen that smorgasbord of food that I had in front of me. I'm like, I'm back. It's I've been eating out of brown bags from McDonald's and everything else for a week. And so I'm like, I need some real food. My belly is hurting from all this, fast food. So I go to Cody's and they have, they give you that unlimited salad. They give you the bread. And I ordered the cheesy shrimp, the garlic cheesy shrimp. I ate 2 of the shrimp. I ate 1 piece of bread and a plate of salad. And I literally, all that food I had packed up. I just finished my prime rib yesterday.
Wow. Well, listen here. You've been here and you've seen my little command center, and I heard y'all on there talking about scanners and stuff. You do know I run that group on Facebook where I report or post where accidents are or chase or a fire shooting.
How many counties do you cover? You cover a couple, right? Or 3?
Yeah, 6 counties. 6 counties. And I got 4 scanners. and each one of my scanners covered the 6 counties, and each county has multiple agencies that come over. So sometimes I like to pull my hair out, scream and cuss, because they all get
hold on just a second, Miss Ann. Hold on, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Jennifer, I'll turn the phone lines. I turn it off whenever there's a caller on, so we don't hear that beeping. So I'll turn it back on when Miss Ann is done. Go ahead.
And I'll try to make it short, sweet, and quick, Jennifer. But anyway, so like last night, I had 2 house fires back to back in the same county. And then lo and behold, I get a chase. And when I have a chase, I do post that on my group. And then down in the comments, I do play by play where they're going. And, it's a hard non-paying job. It keeps me busy. But anyway, my point of talking about the scanners, I noticed some people were saying something about the code for deceased person. Here's what happens on my group. By the way, it's called Accidents and Fires and Road Closures for Chatham County and surrounding areas. Now, any of you out-of-state people that try to join, you're probably not going to be able to join. My group's private, and the reason why is because we don't like foreigners to try to get in there and they scam and hack people. Anyway, we're real peculiar of who we let in. We mostly try to keep it, just to the 6 counties that I monitor, which is Chatham County, Bryan County, Bullitt County, Effingham County, Candler County, and Liberty County. The counties near Savannah, Georgia, basically. So here's what happens. I'll post on there. If it's a fatality, I just put accident and the 2 street names, where it's at. And I usually say, avoid this area. And then I cut off the commenting because it is a fatality. Now, one of my major rules is that we do not post vehicle descriptions. And that is towards respect for families.
But yeah, which is a good thing. But I can also see what happens if somebody doesn't have family member that made it home and need that description, though.
I understand that, but I am not the law,
Yeah,
so I cannot give out that information.
Gotcha. I understand.
I also do not allow pictures. And, because people want, there's other groups besides mine. They go on there, they post pictures of the wrecked cars. And, good grief, that's no way for a family to find out whether it's.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that on here, about how many people are notified by social media about this type of stuff, and it's really sad.
Exactly. And that's why I keep my group clean and very respectful to the max. I've got over 23,000 members, and I started this group June of 2019.
Nice.
So, so not 2019. Well, it's either 2019 or 2020.
Gotcha.
But anyway, 2019 is when I started it. So, I got a big, major group, and I got a lot of people on there. And, I do my very best. Matter of fact, I have been nominated again this year with local magazine here in Savannah called Connect Savannah.
Yeah.
You can go there, connectsavannah.com. And if you go to the media section, go to Best Local Facebook page, I have been nominated again. Nominations end Tuesday.
Send me that link to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, and hopefully we can help get you nominated. Let people in the Savannah area know that they're nominating folks, and see if we can help.
Right. I will. I don't do emails because half the time they don't go through because I mess up or whatever. I'll just Facebook message you the information real quick. I'll share it over to you or either I'll, share it to you on your Facebook page. I have sent you a couple of things on your Facebook page this week.
Oh, send it a messenger if you want me to see them, because I'm so busy researching the Facebook group's really for the audience. I'll pop in there once in a while, but I don't really preview that unless, and my mods moderate that. So any information that's like relevant to a case I'm covering, they'll send that over to me. But I'll just pop in there every now and again, but that's really for the audience.
Right. I got you. Okay. I'll do it in Messenger. But anyway, yeah, the nominations end Tuesday, and the top 10 nominees will move forward to the voting period, which starts February the 6th to March the 6th.
All right.
So I've also been nominated for Best Local Website. So that's pretty cool, just my name, Ann Horn. I have no clue who did it and who nominated me for both categories, and I'm extremely, honored and proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with my group, I did win last year. I won Best All Around Local Savannah Resident, and then I also won, my group. So
nice. All right, Miss Ann. Well, we'll definitely advocate for your group and everything, but I need to turn these phones back on and let a few more callers call in.
Yes, I know you do.
All right.
Everybody in chat, I'm gonna try to catch up and answer y'all. And good job, mods. And love you, Daddy.
Love you too, Miss Ann. Take care. God bless.
All right, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
All right, let me get this back onto. Okay, lines are back open for those that are just coming in. We have a new phone number, 724-249-6140, and it's because I couldn't get the phones to work on the other account to this, and I can't transfer the number over to this account. So we set up a new number for our call-in. So now at least we can call in. I'm not really pleased with this whole changes that StreamYard made. I'm going to have to write them a strongly worded letter to turn it back the way it was. It wasn't broke. I could do everything I wanted to by just sharing one screen. I could play anything I wanted to, any screen, and have sound, and they have removed that, and it is a detriment to my my podcast. So anyways, the phones are back on. Definitely interested. Nice to see you, Caroline. Uncle Mike, that's right, Tammy. Have a blessed day. So I'm missing some stuff. I want to call, but don't talk on the phone. Never know what to say. I'm a texter. Jennifer, call in. I promise you. It's really easy. I talk to you, you answer, and we'll have a conversation. Trust me. Everybody says, I'm too shy. You're too shy until you get on the phone with Bullhorn Betty, and you'll forget anybody's even listening by the time we're done. Which reminds me, I need to check on something real quick. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, and I just want to say again that, that whole interview was xanoprenodal. Oh, let me get up here. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty.
Who's this?
This is my first time calling. Can I just remain anonymous?
You can.
I'm too nervous.
Remain anonymous, but at least tell me what state you're calling from.
Oh, if I do that, then I'm really gonna out myself.
Okay. Carry on.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat. Somebody in the chat's gonna figure it out. Okay.
What do you think about this entire case? What's going through your mind?
Well, here's my question regarding the glove, and I'm not going to the fit and must have quit thing. But okay, they found one glove at Coburg's house, right?
Yeah, in his apartment, they did find one black nitrile glove.
Okay, but remember now going back, there was a retired detective that found a glove outside of the house.
McDonough was out there. He was one of the first YouTubers that arrived on scene, and while him and his wife were out there previewing the crime scene, looking at ways to get into the property, right on the back side of the house, right near the tape, the police tape, he found a glove in the snow, and it was a leather type of glove. It could have very well been an officer that just put their gloves down and or dropped it as they were leaving that area as well. I mean,
Okay. Well, because when I heard only finding one glove, and then I remembered a glove being found, I was like, oh, maybe that's the other glove.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying no?
No, it was a one's like a latex type glove, and one's more of a keep your hands warm type glove.
Oh, okay. Okay, that answers my question then.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Well,
I appreciate the clear
it
up.
wasn't that bad, and you weren't shy at all.
I am, but yeah, next time I'll say who I am.
All right, love. Well, take care and God
Thank you for
bless.
taking my call.
Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
I love our first time callers. They're so cute. They're so cute. So what else? I got something starred back here. What does it say? Melody had asked earlier on, and I'll get to that. This is Betty.
Melody had asked earlier. Hello?
Hi, you're going to have to turn me down a little bit in your background. Hi, who's this and where are you calling from?
I was calling to talk to Betty.
This is Betty.
Huh?
This is Betty.
Betty, this is Jennifer. Hey.
Hey, turn me down in your background if you would, please.
Okay, all right. This is the first time I've ever called you.
That is okay.
Okay. I'm calling from South Carolina, and anyway, I was going to ask you. This is changing the subject a little bit, but I didn't know if you heard about what happened to Leilani in court Friday. If you
I was there.
heard anything. Huh?
I was there.
Oh, you were there Friday.
I was there. I was inside the courtroom. So what had happened is something happened. Like the judge was absent. She couldn't attend, so they canceled the hearing related to the motion that bring the defacts case over to her murder trial. But we did get approved. The judge that was filling in for her only heard the Rule 22 matter, which is allowing media to record in the courtroom. He wouldn't rule on all proceedings. He would only rule on the for us to record that motion. And that's because both defense counsel and the prosecuting attorney had no objections to us recording and live streaming those proceedings when they happened. So nothing was really ruled on that day. The judge wasn't there. Leilani wasn't there. And they didn't rule on the trial proceedings and whether we can record during the trial. But they did rule that at least for that motion hearing, I can live stream right from the courtroom.
Right. My biggest question was about the teeth marks. Why would they be wanting Leilani's dental records? Was she biting Quentin or something? Do you know why they wanted her dental records?
Well, it was the prosecutor that is requesting that. And I think a lot of people got confused and thought it was the defense that was actually requesting those records, but it's the prosecutor. And I don't know what angle they're going out. But it sounds like she may have had some dental work. Maybe she's trying to imply that whatever dental work she had, whatever medication they gave her, may have made her do this. That might be the angle that they're going after because they were very specific on the dates, October 2nd to October 5th.
Well, also, if you remember, she tried to use when Quentin went missing, she tried to use the excuse that she was going to get oral gel, but you don't get oral gel from a dentist. That you go to a regular drugstore and get oral gel. So I don't know. Anyway, if that's got anything to do with it, but I was going to apologize to you earlier when I was talking. I know when we were talking about who puts people to death or whatever, or pronounces them dead.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend died 3 years ago from alcohol. He was an major alcoholic, and he passed away. And we were in hospice. I was there when he passed, and I think it was the nurse that the nurse came in the room and said his breathing's changed, and a few minutes later he was gone. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I know. I was with you on the doctor and nurse, but I also know that like if it's outside the hospital, the another person's the coroner. So I was saying,
Yeah, the coroners and EMTs.
EMT. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one. Yeah.
They can stop. They can say like even the one. Um, Gosh, it wasn't paramedics because they have to go through. They have to be an EMT for 2 years before they can become a paramedic. At least in South Carolina, and that's when I realized because there was an EMT guy that was on the stand for Alex Murdaugh that was explaining how that he didn't render aid to Maggie or Paul because they were past like their injuries they would never sustain their injuries were too significant they would never have they would never have life again.
Right.
And so they didn't even bother trying to do CPR or administering any aid because of the significant amount of head injuries that both of them had sustained.
Yeah. Oh man, are you going this week? Are you gonna stream it this week, or what are you?
I'm gonna try to stream. I'm gonna go ahead and have a normal coffee club. So we're not distracted by the Alex Murdaugh because really the Alex Murdaugh stuff is for the people that are interested in that particular case. So I'm gonna be running a live from about 9:30 or about 6:30 to about 8:30, and then everybody can have their hour break, and then we'll be live streaming the trial from 9:30 for the rest of the day. You know, I may be here, I may not be here, but we will have it live streamed. So the audience members that would like to support this channel and watch it here on this channel can do so.
Yes, yeah, I definitely. We're all South Carolinians, and we'll support you.
Oh, great! Thank you so much.
It's my first time calling in, so I'm nervous. But
what did I tell you? As soon as you get on here and you start talking to me, you forget anybody's listening.
All right, good to talk to you.
All right, God bless you, Jennifer. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Another first-time caller. I love it. It's so nice. So getting back to Melody's question, is it true that the defense has Dylan's address and that she's a witness? I saw it on True Crime, and I think, yeah. So what had happened is in court cases, whenever you're on trial, and it doesn't have to be for murder, it can be for any crime. If you're on trial for a crime, it's primarily that you have committed against someone or anything like that. It is normal and customary for the defense to ask for any and all witness information, their home address, their emails, their phone numbers, and things of that nature. That is normal and customary because they themselves have a right and a duty to interview, to depose, to call as a witness, even the prosecutor's witness. They have a right to know exactly who is going to be a witness for the prosecutor, and they have a right to a defense, a good defense. So those things for you, just for your knowledge, Melody, I know it like people were like, oh, you know, Brian Kohberger's attorney is going to have all this information about these witnesses. They're entitled to that under the law. They're entitled to that under the law. Now, it is her duty. She could lose her license for passing that information on to her client. So I do not believe that she would do something so foolish as to provide that witness list to her client, especially since he is required to have literally no contact with any of them. So I don't think, that she's going to be relaying that information to him. I hope she redacts that information if she gives him a copy of the witness list. But I don't know the laws of Idaho very well, and I don't know if there is a requirement of the defense attorney to keep some of that information confidential. So it's just one of those things. Another thing is when we were talking on here yesterday about the conflict of interest, there was an article that was out, and Jonathan actually did a video on this article that came out in Newsweek, or I think it's Newsweek. And pleasantly surprised that the attorney was mimicking some of the same information. So it's like, you know, the only thing I'm bringing is that, yes, I understand the law, and that's, you know, is another piece of information to show that we've got the law and this conflict of interest aspect. You know, the attorney as well as I agree that this could be a conflict of interest, but it could not be a conflict of interest. And if it's a conflict of interest, some of the things that they can do to resolve that conflict. I personally believe at this point with, and again, it doesn't really, with Ben and the stepmother of Maddie Mogen, I don't think that really has as much bearing on it as Xana Kernodle's mom, Kara Kernodle, because she was arrested after their death. And if Ann Taylor had any conversation with her about the death of her daughter, and has any information related to that case that was not given to her by the there's that conflict. That's what creates the conflict. She got information she would not have normally gotten or received if it wasn't for this connection with this other victim's mother. And I really believe that she should recuse herself. The appearance of impropriety is there, and it's uncomfortable for people like me that understand the law. You know, there are 13 other defense attorneys that can handle the capital crime. It's not my problem if they have to travel an hour or 2 hours to get there. That's not my problem. They do have the ability to get private counsel, which I talked about on here. You know, there is a list out there for people that will that are private attorneys that will represent as a public defender when there's no good public defenders or no public defenders available for that defendant. So we did discuss all those right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. That has been corroborated and clarified by that Newsweek article. So just to let you know, I know a lot of people try to put doubt in your minds about my education, about my experience, even though they don't know me, have never lived my life, don't even come from my county. But apparently they don't realize that, yes, I've worked for attorneys. I did work for attorneys. I filed complaints. I filed answers. I filed motion to dismiss. I was the senior discovery paralegal in my law firm. I worked for an attorney that ended up becoming a federal judge. So this idea that I have no, I know I could dance around them. Like they have no, that's why I do the work that I do, is I'm a lawful person. That's why I don't do any of the research. I don't follow people online, because it's a crime. It's a crime to cyber stalk people. That's why I go out and exercise my rights in person, because that's the lawful way to do it. And people don't understand, well, you did this and you did that. Right. In person. I did that in person. When you start using electronic means to do this, other laws apply. And if you don't understand the law, you can get yourself into a lot of legal jeopardy. And these people that are out here that think they're doing some good by stalking me online are actually committing felonies. They're felons. They're felons. And you watch them commit felonies over and over and over again. And their brains just don't process that. Well, if you're there in person, why can't I do it online? Because it's a crime. Like, get a clue. You know? Get a clue. So anyways, it seems like the phones have kind of died down a little bit. We're already past our 2 hours. What a great live. I wanted, for those that are just here that have not seen this, I do want to play this for you guys again. This is something I played. This has never been seen by the public. I'm working on the interview with, editing the interview with the Gonzalez family. And when I was reviewing this video, the very beginning of this video was so cute that it just really melt my heart, and I wanted to share that with you. This will probably most likely be edited out of my video of this, but I really did think this was such a cute memory of Kaylee and wanted to share it with you. And again, it's at the very beginning of this video, and I just it just did, it just melts my heart a little bit, and I wanted to share that with each and every one of you. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me pull this back. Phones are officially off. Thank you guys for all that participated in the calls. And here's this.
So sometimes, guys, I might have to stand up.
Okay. So here it is.
Smiley baby, do that. Go run out, holler at them really fast.
Okay. All right, just to let you guys know, that camera's already started, so.
We're just gonna yell at the kids to stop jumping.
Don't worry, anything will.
Quiet down.
We'll make sure it's cut out.
It's film time. As weird as that is.
Yeah. Sounds like an earthquake upstairs. It's just little hawks like hop. It literally is.
They're just kids being kids, you know.
This is awesome, man.
We had stairs in our house, and I remember my dad, I don't know what he was going to do, but there for a while, my sister and I got those baskets. We sat in the baskets.
Okay.
And we called it stair surfing.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And so when you get at the bottom, you kind of almost go into the drywall. My mom saw me do it. She about came unglued.
Kaylee used to go down the steps on her belly.
Mm-hmm.
She'd throw her
She
hands
couldn't
up and
even
her
walk.
feet up.
And she'd go backwards.
You just hear like this rip roaring sound.
She would like arch her her little body on her belly and go feet first. Zoop! Right down, and you'd
She
be like,
beat the
"Ooh."
boys. She was all
She'd beat everybody down the stairs. You started down those stairs and she'd shoot.
Oh,
So again, that was just a little, memory, a little fond memory that they were, they saw, that they were telling me about how Kaylee went down the stairs on her belly, and it was just the family, man. They have been through so much, and to even have a little bit of, smiling, and that's really what, Olivia and I were talking about it, and she wanted to kind of focus on the people, that were in and around the crime scene. And I really wanted to focus on Kaylee and Maddie and humanizing them for the audience. And so, we had all those questions about, speculative of who could have done this and going through the list of people. And I never once asked them the question because it was just, in my professional opinion, we were hitting all the questions out of the park with talking about Kaylee and Maddie. I didn't want to put this family in a position or get them on record, speculating about some of their friends. I just didn't think that was fair. I didn't really believe it was any of their friends. And so as I was doing that, and even when we left, Olivia's like, why didn't you ask these questions? And I just said, I didn't want to put them in that position. And I didn't. And so we kept it to the girls. And I was very happy that we did, because at the end of the day, it was the right thing to do. And, they have more calming, like they don't have to worry about having, this information that somebody recorded out there and trusting that they're not going to ever, produce that for them. So I really think that the line of questioning that I was focused on was the right questioning that should have been focused on. And as you guys know, this interview really was a beautiful interview and a good tribute to both Kaylee Gonzalez and Maddie Mogen. So with that, guys, Andrew, your highlight, let's see what this says. You're the highlight of my day. I care for my dad who has cancer, stage 4. So enjoy everyone's company while we discuss the case. It always makes me feel better. Oh, well, I'm glad. And I'm so sorry that you're going through it. And you're one of the people that I talk about and pray on here. I didn't know you were struggling with that, but I'm talking about anybody that's struggling. And like I tell people, struggles doesn't have to be financial or a dependency problem. Struggling can be, what you're dealing with, your parent having stage 4 cancer and having to take care of them. And that's got to be really hard on you and in your life, but you do it out of the love, because doing the right thing is the right thing to do, and doing good makes you feel good. So God bless you for that. I'm sure that these, as hard as this is, at least, you have helped your father more than you could ever imagine. And I'm sure he's very appreciative, but you're one of the people that we pray for here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. So God bless you, AG. We're so happy to have you here on the show, and you're a valued member of the channel. So I love each and every one of you guys. God bless you. I'm going to be working on this video of the interview with Steve Gonzalez, Olivia, and Christy Gonzalez. And once it's complete, it will be uploaded as a video, not on the live. So you want to make sure, we're about to wind down. If you're not getting the notifications on this channel, please consider unsubscribing and resubscribe, and make sure you turn your bell to all so you don't miss any of these wonderful videos that I'll be putting out. I am incorporating a lot more videos in because we're only here about 2 hours a day. And as stuff comes up and I'm thinking of it, I don't want to have to wait until morning to discuss it with you. So that's the purposes of some of these videos, is because it's like, wow, this is happening. What are your thoughts on it? Because usually we talk about those things on here. So with that, guys, I just want to tell you guys, God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, amazing Sunday. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.